Hi, my name is Zoe and I'm a scientist at the University of Birmingham, and I'm going to be doing an activity here on rocks and the structures of different types of rocks. So there's loads of different types of rocks on the surface of the earth, and we can collect rocks and look at them and understand them by things like their appearance and what they're made of. So we've got sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks and igneous rocks. Those are words that you'll come across in school. So sedimentary rocks are rocks that are built up from lots of layers of sediment, things like sand and the shells of ancient sea creatures built up on the seabed over time and form sedimentary rocks. Igneous rocks, like this piece of granite here, you can see it's a rather lovely, lots of different colours in that granite. This was made from molten rock. So the molten rock, the magma, and then lava, when it comes to the surface, that molten rock that's under the crust of the earth, when it cools, it forms rocks that we call igneous rocks. And often, you can just about see, it's quite shiny. So a lot of these have little tiny crystals in them, and they can be quite beautiful. And then sedimentary and igneous rocks, if they're compressed or subjected to heat, if they're heated, they can turn into metamorphic rocks. So different types of ways that we can classify rocks on the Earth's surface. But there's a fun way that we can actually sort of try and learn about the sort of structures of rocks and how, for example, igneous rocks might be made up of lots of different types of crystals that are all compressed together. And that is we can use chewy sweets, or Play-Doh or fondant icing, anything that's sort of brightly coloured and squishy. So I've used some starbursts. And if you get the starburst, ideally some different colours, you can either just cut them up, or actually if you kind of twist them, you can break them up quite easily just with your fingers like that into little chunks, or break them up into little chunks. Ideally, as I said, try and get a few different colours. So here I've got some light pink ones, some dark pink ones, and then some of the green flavoured ones, that look a bit sort of white. And what we're going to do is just squash all those together into a big lump. And what we get here is something that looks a little bit like igneous rock, our granite here. So lots of different colours all joined together, representing all those individual little tiny crystals that are squished together in our igneous rock, our granite. And what you can also do is think about, well, how might you make something that looks a bit like a sedimentary rock? So if we take some of our pieces of Play-Doh or the chewy sweets, different colours again, and squash them nice and thin like this, and then press them together, then what we can do is build up lots of layers of something that looks a little bit like a sedimentary rock. So it's a way that we can use to just help us understand how rocks form and what sort of different shapes and sizes and structures they might have inside of them.